Hello everybody, Andrew here, coming to you live from the STBN server. Well, live for me, recorded for you. Details, nuances. Hey, well, welcome back to another episode. This is episode 18. Yeah, we're getting up there in numbers. I like this. It's having a good time. We're having fun. We're building. Things are progressing. And it's that is what I want to work on today, is progressing on things that we've already got started. Last time we finished the flower farm right up here, and as you can see, I went and added a little bit of topping up there. I might be able to give you a better look over here. Yeah, hop up on the farm, and you can see I just put a couple of trees just to kind of spruce it up and do something up above there. I really had no plans for up above, and just have this big open area. It's just kind of whatever. But well, seeing as how we're over here, what I'd like to do is actually get started on this guy, on my sorting system, and sorting and storage system for all of these farms. I'm tired of running underneath down here, through the door, opening this up, accessing all these little chests, and having to deal with this half the time, keep having to craft all that stuff up. That's just backing up, and I'm probably losing a lot of those things just from despawning, just because they're not in a chest. So we need to take care of that. You might have noticed I've gone ahead and put some stuff around here, around the edges. I kind of like that. I figured the diorite up here and then the andesite down below, kind of giving you a little bit of a separation, meaning more of that all of this up here is more the showcase, and down here is more of the business end. And then I also continued that down here. So what I'm going to do, if you look at my hotbar, you can see my tools are getting kind of used. They're worn out, and I'm going to need to repair, maybe make some new ones. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the tools taken care of, and then I'm going to go ahead and get all of this dug out here in preparation. And then let me just pop back out front here, up the stairs, and we'll I'll get this dug out a bit here, and we'll but I'm really thinking what I want to do here is put in a glass floor so that you can actually see the items as they flow over to the system. You won't actually see the whole storage system back here, but you'll at least kind of see the continuation from the farm, through down here. I think that'll be kind of neat. As you're looking down the hallway here, you see that. I think that's just kind of neat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over here, I'm going to deal with repairing my tools, and we'll get to work over there. There's something that I learned about the making of these videos, is that sometimes you don't always notice immediately what's going on until after you kind of rewatch some of your recorded segments. And that was the last segment. If you saw, I only had like 6 levels of XP to do anything with. So basically about the only thing I could do was craft a new pick, merge the two, and fix my pick, and that was it. I didn't have enough to do anything with my axe and shovel, or do anything, really. Well, I went AFKing at our gold farm, and yep, I got a little XP. I'm going to sit here and doink around with this for a little while, use up a whole bunch of these XP levels, and then we'll get to work. All right, we'll be back in a bit. All right, let's get to work. Now, as I said, what we're going to do over here is a storage system. First, so let me just bring up speed. If you haven't seen all of the videos, real quick, I've got several farms over here, not counting the sugarcane farm. I've got the melon, pumpkin, wheat, carrot, potato, cactus, and the cocoa bean farm. And now also, when you harvest wheat, you get seeds. So now all of these together is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 for the seeds, 7 and 8 different items. And now this here is 8 wide. So what I'm going to have are 8 little chests here that we can grab stuff from. Now what I want to do is I want to spruce this up just a little bit. I don't want it to be too simple. Oh, I got that open there. Fall down. Now I'm going to borrow a design. Excuse me. I'm going to borrow a design that is back in our spawn town, and this design actually allows for an indicator light. And if you've seen any of my videos, you know me. I like my indicator lights, and there's those sheep again. Free range sheep. They somehow like opening and closing my doors. Now, so what we're going to have is these lights. The purpose of these lights is that when it turns on, the entire column of chests, because it's not just going to be one chest for all of these. I mean, that'd kind of be dumb. We're going to have a whole bunch of chests back here. Basically, not quite a silo, but it's going to have a bunch of chests back here that are going to be storing all of our stuff. And the idea... Oh, I'm going to need to go grab my trap chest. I didn't grab my trapped chests. I'll go do that. But the idea is that now we'll have, and I grabbed some quartz stairs because I didn't know if I wanted a full block back here. But we'll take a look. See, how does that look? And then when I put the diorite on top of it, and then all of this up here is going to be, oh, got some gravel there. Hey, pop you. Pop you! So we're going to put, and up here will be the regular diorite. Just like this. And now I'm still in my mind trying to figure out how I'm going to make the hallway here up top, up there, and all of this. I'm not sure. I still haven't worked it out in my head what it's going to look like. But it might be maybe arched. We'll get maybe some chandeliers or something in here. I don't know. We'll worry about that later. Man, that just looks out of place, doesn't it? Huh. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. You know what? And I'm thinking, I really don't mind if things show up. You know, if they look, you can see them. That is. So if we pop this out and we exchange that for the diorite, and then if I take, and I brought some slabs with me just in case that quartz didn't work out. And I'll leave that last one open so I can get back there. But that, and then the idea here is we have our chests, or not chests, but the item frames right above the chests of what each item is. So we'll have, you know, the wheat and the potatoes and carrots and all that good stuff up here. So we'll have the chests down here below, and away we go. Now this, and then of course this chest here will be like this, and then we'll have a hopper into that, and then I'll run the next chests up. So we'll probably have one more space back here. Well, actually, we're going to have a lot of space back here because we got to do the redstone to light up these lamps. So there's going to be a lot more dug out right here. But just to give you an idea of what I'm looking at, so then we'll have like a hopper here, and then like that. Oops, I'm stuck on something. There we go. So, and then this part right here, then there'll be the chest right here with the hopper going in this side, and then the next chest up, and we'll probably go maybe about 6 or so high, just to probably about to right there, because if I have that many chests, then and I don't think I would need that much, but yeah, but that's kind of about I think how high we're going to go, and I do like that. I do like that. That looks a lot better. Yeah, we'll pretty it up in the back. We'll get the floor going, all that. So let me go ahead and make a quick jump cut here, and I'll get all of this stuff put in, and then I'll get started. I'll get the redstone started so you can see how that's going to work too. All right, and it's done. No, I'm just kidding. I went back and I made a change. I made these upside down stone brick stairs, and I think that looks a little bit better. You don't have it see-through on the bottom, because the idea is to only be able to access these chests, and I like that. It just, the contrast is nice. The polished chamfers here on the edge of the block line up, and yeah, it just looks a little better than having the slabs. I like it. Okay, so I went, as you can see, item frames. These are going to be the items that'll go in those chests, and it's just basically starting from here, going melon, pumpkin, wheat, carrot, potato, probably seeds, of course, but then wheat, carrot, potato, then cocoa bean, and cactus, rounding it out from right to left, or left to right, whichever way you want to. So it coincides with the order of the farms. Now, as far as the back side here, back up a little bit, and you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double chests per each. That should give us lots of room, plus the inventory spaces in the hoppers. Now, as far as how do we light up these lights? Well, that we do with some redstone. And we just use some repeaters. Yeah, that's probably what we'll do, because we want to pull a signal out of blocks that will be right here. But what we're going to do is on this side, what I'm going to do is attempt to redstone on camera is what I'm going to attempt to do. And what we need to do here is there is going to be a comparator right here. What that is going to do, this hopper, not this hopper, but the one behind this block here, the hopper right there, this comparator is going to pull a signal through this block on that hopper. The idea is that when this thing it backfills all the way to the top and it's all the way full up, when this hopper is no longer draining any items into the chests, I mean the items actually just start stacking up in the hopper, this comparator will be able to detect that and pull a signal through this block, and so that this comparator will turn on. And what we want to have happen at that point is a piston to turn on. There'll be a repeater going into that block, and then this repeater will pull a signal through this block. This repeater powers that repeater, powers that block, and that block powers the redstone lamp. We want to put the redstone block right here, so we have a power source. And then, so now the idea is that when this comparator is on, it will power this piston and push that down. Oh, yeah, I need to make that a furnace. Oops, that needs to be a furnace so that the slime blocks here don't attach to it. Now, as you can see, that so like just say that hopper is full. It's filling up because this entire vertical row of chests is full. So that piston then turned on, pushed these slime blocks down, pushing the redstone block down, putting a signal here, powering this block, powering this, and then that powers that block. And if we run around to the front side, is it on? Yeah, it should be on. So you can see it's kind of hard to tell, but it's on. I don't know. I may move these blocks over, but you can see that there is a slight different color difference. And yeah, I don't think I like that. I think I might actually want that out there. I was anticipating seeing more of the redstone lamp underneath the chest, so I may revise that. But still, the principle is this: what you see right here. All right. So from down here, you can see I have put a few more slabs in. And we've got a little tunnel here. This is going to be where the ice, excuse me, this is where the ice flow is going to go. But now from here, you can see all of the slime block power strips are the vertical power strips, I guess you could call them. Whatever name works. They're all in. I've got repeaters in all the way up to the front. And the redstone blocks are moved out by one so that we can clearly see them, because yeah, that just didn't work underneath. There just wasn't enough to tell if it was on or off. So how this works is, let's say that that thing fills up and you already saw that this will come down. Well, here, this is simulating the redstone block coming down. Push a signal into this block, we pull that signal back out all the way to the front, and you see the light turns on. And that would mean that, hey, this one is completely full up to that hopper. All right, so that wall is done. We have I have a wall back here, and that wall is there basically for aesthetics so that you don't really see too much beyond these chests. So now we've got to get the transportation, item transportation back here, but then we got to get it up there into this row of hoppers right here. We need to get it over there. So what we're going to do is right here in this corner, you can see we've got the little tunnel. So right over here in this corner, we are going to have an item elevator, but in the form of a drop-evator, a silent drop-evator. Okay, so that is going to go in right here, or maybe right over here. But the drop-evator will be in this area. It'll go up, and then we're gonna put the filters in above up there. Let me get. I probably will work backwards. I'll get the filters in, then we'll get the drop-evator in, and then we'll hook up the water streams because it probably makes more sense that way as far as building and structural. So, all right, I'll be right back when I've got more to show. All right, and the filter system is done. As you can see, we're up here up top. I'm on the back side of the filtering system. Basically, we've got our cactus and the cocoa beans and all that stuff. It matches everything you saw all the way over to the melons. It matches everything we saw on the item frames down below. So now I was mentioning in the last segment that I was going to put the drop-evator over here. I changed my mind. We're going to put it over in this corner. And the reason for that is that I remembered that we have ink sacs coming out of the melon pumpkin farms over there, and I don't have one for that. So we got to have I don't want to just toss those. Those things are still valuable, but we don't have a filter for it, and I can't redesign the whole hallway to accompany it. It's a done deal. What I did is so this is where the drop-evator will come up. It'll come across into this hopper chain, come across our filters. The items will get filtered out, and anything that is not part of the filters will come over here to this little dispenser and will get shot down into this overflow chest. To demonstrate, let's say, like I said, we don't have a filter for slabs, so I'll take half of the slabs and I'll put them in there. And they'll run across all the filters. Nothing will go in because they don't match the filters, and here they come. They just start getting spat out. So that'll happen when the farms run. If we get any ink sacs in there, if somehow any other items get in there, they will get filtered out and they'll come down to that extra chest. That's the filter is done. The stack silos and all that stuff is done, everything. So the last two to do is the water chute and the drop-evator. So without further delay, let's get on to the drop-evator. All right, and the drop-evator is in. Here's the bottom of it. Here's the bottom of the drop-evator shaft. This will be the input hopper coming off of the ice tray. It'll come right there. The last ice block will be here. The items will get collected by this hopper, and up they'll go. And you can see it's tucked in real nicely here in the corner. I'll probably put a block right here just to block it in. I don't know. I may or not. I don't know. Sometimes it's nice staring at the lights. But just to show you that this thing works, here's the 15 items. I'll put it in the hopper right there as if they had come down the water stream. And because they're not being filtered, they'll go up across. And you can see right there the lights are going, and here they come. And yep, there's all 15 of them. All right, so the drop-evator is now in. All we need to do now is to get all these guys here all hooked up to a single water stream that comes right in here and to that hopper right there. And we seem to have a slight problem. There was there's a little hiccup I've discovered since that last clip, and it didn't surface because what I tested with, as you saw, were the slabs, and the slabs just went up, across, over, and down, bypassing the whole filtering system, and so the problem didn't present itself. here's what we found. Now, one of the filters is the cactus. I'm going to drop the cactus in here and watch what happens. Yeah. And what the issue here is that as the items flow across into our filtering system, you can see as they're coming across, they're filtering, they come through here, and that cactus is triggering the hopper that's down in front. You know, like, I'll demonstrate it over, or point it out on this one, even though it's the cactus is on the far side. But so the cactus comes through, and say this is the cactus filter. It goes down. So then it comes down here. The cactuses start coming down this chain. Well, as soon as it hits this hopper, this comparator pulls a signal, and that powers this repeater, which powers the piston, and the piston pushes the whole thing down. Well, that cactus then clears the hopper, and because there's that little bit of a timing delay as each item comes up, the hopper gets cleared, piston comes back up, next cactus comes down, hits the hopper, this comparator pulls a signal, powering the piston goes back down again. The hopper clears, and we get this up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down issue as the items are going through, which is not in any way what we want. We're going to have to fix this. Yeah, let me. I'm gonna hop over into Creative World, take a gander at this, maybe try a redesign, see what's going on, and we'll be back. The solution that I was able to come up with, I had a little powwow with a couple of buddies of mine over at SMB server, and they were most helpful, and we batted around some ideas, and we were able to come up with a solution to the problem that I was having, and also compact it as well, so that it actually is only one block longer than it was before. So what we've got, now let me just back up for a second and make it clear what the goal was. And I said, remember there was all these chests right here. I just removed them so that you could see this easier. But the goal was that as items come in, all these stacks of chests that would be right here, they would fill up, and the light down here, the indicator lights, would not turn on until all the chests were full. I didn't want it flashing or blinking or doing anything like that as items were coming through the hopper chain here, and that's the problem that we were running into, that it was picking up that there was one item in as it was flowing through, and it was causing the piston to go up and down, up and down, up and down, and that was a problem. We didn't want that. We've got the solution here. By using a couple of comparators on this first line, comparators they have the ability that whatever signal goes in is the same signal strength that goes out. So with one item in here, we'll get a signal strength of 1 at this point and then at this point, and then this comparator will take that same signal strength of 1 here and bring it to here. So we get a signal strength of 1 on this redstone block right here. This one will not be powered if there's only one item. And it takes, it turns out, 23 items in this hopper before we get a signal strength of 2, which will turn this redstone on and power this piston. So as long as just a couple of items are flowing through, as long as items are flowing, the way things are running, we should never see more than a couple items in here at any given time until this chest is full up, and then it starts to backfill into the hopper. And at that point, the indicator light turns on, and we know, hey, we better do something in here before it really backs the system up. So then now, the problem is trying to get these to work side by side. Well, we've solved that problem by elevate the signal. We get it out of the way of this line, so we start to elevate it. We put a redstone here. We use a slab right here just to make sure that we get no crosstalk whatsoever. Put the redstone on top of that, and we elevate the piston as well. Now we have to use a furnace on this one and in this one because slime blocks won't move the furnace block. So that's why the furnace is there. But now this comparator takes in, as long as there's one item, you get an item of 1, then a power level of 1 here, and here that powers this redstone, and then signal going up. And as long as there is 23 or more in that hopper, then we get a power length of 2. That powers this redstone, powering this piston, and we push this guy down. So let me give you a little quick demonstration of how this works. I'm going to put 64 in this hopper, 32 in this hopper, and you'll see how these things turn on. But watch the redstone dust. You'll see that it'll be powered, and then it will unpower as far as the full length. This redstone here and this redstone here are the key. When we have enough to make it a power length 2, these turn on. But as soon as the amount of items in this hopper drop below 23, this one and this one become unpowered, pistons retract, and the lights turn off. And there you go. See, now you can see both of them are lit. Now this one has a power length of 2. Look, we just went under 23, so we've got power, but it stopped there. So now this one is going to, the power will go out shortly as soon as that hopper empties and the power light's off. Now, as long as that hopper there had items, we see now it's below 23, the light is off. We only have a signal length of 1. As long as items are flowing through, we don't want the light to turn on. So that is how this system is going to work. All right, we'll be back on the server just a bit. All right, and there it is. It's done. It's built on the STBN server. We actually have it in survival here. And yeah, the filter system. I made the decision, I flipped it around so that the filter is on that side, because elevating these pieces here were going to get in the way. And I didn't feel like making the filter system even taller and making more hopper. And I realized, wait a minute, I had just enough room. I could swing this sucker around, and we got it over there. Like, yeah, cool. All right. So everything is at the same level as far as the filtering goes, but here is all of the revised lighting system. I guess you would call it the level detection and indication system. I like it. Yeah, so this works great. I've already tested it. We can take and I'll show you. Let's go grab some cactus. Okay. Now you notice that I grabbed 19. There's only 1 left in that last spot. And we'll pop that guy in there. And you can see that it's flowing. It's ticking off. But that piston has not extended because the items are flowing through, not backing up in there. And look, here they come. There's 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So the items are coming through, and it won't turn this light on until all those chests are full of cactus. So, oops, wrong button. So we have all of that now sorted out. Filtering is working perfectly. We have our overflow chest over here is in. So yeah, let me get this ice, these water flows hooked up. All right, back in a bit. Oh my, this episode this one has been a labor of love. Let me tell you, there's been a lot of build so far, and I do apologize. This episode is probably a little longer than many of the others, but I'm happy to say we are all done. Look at this. The ice flows or water flows are all in. The wall here is all complete. I went ahead and took out that big nasty hanging chunk of stone in the ceiling there. Still have the cactus farm to do, but this is all done and closed in. It looks much better down there now. You can see everything is connected. I've moved all those chests that were hanging out. You saw right down there. I also, closed that wall in, made it look a little nicer. But there was those see, there's a cactus going right there. You saw those chests that I had down there, and they kept, having to fill up so we wouldn't lose stuff. But moved all that stuff over here. There's more pumpkin and more melons that I know what to could do with. Also, the cactuses you can see are just, it's going really well. So we have more than enough to finish this farm out. The potatoes, carrots, and wheat and seeds, I replanted, I harvested and then replanted. So I do have some here, but I had to fill this thing up. But look at this. Look at all. We got some carrots. We got lots of potatoes. We got lots of seeds here. So I can hit that button back there a few more times while I'm doing work and let it grow and stockpile all that up. The cocoa beans, I love watching it explode, but I hesitate hitting that button because it's like I said before, you hit that button, it's 5 seconds of explosion followed by 20 minutes of climbing ladders. So I'm not sure of that, but I'm hoping that we can actually catch one of these, or these melon and pumpkin farms here on camera before we go. But well, I guess I can show you what I did down underneath here. A little quick tour. You can see the ice flows are all in. Made a little walkway to get under the ice path there. Same thing, just made a little doorway here to get in underneath here. And then same thing again back on this side, a little underneath the ice tray or ice chute. And then we can see that everything is all caught up. There's nothing in the dropper, so that's good. Oop, there it went. There we go. Here comes the next batch of melons and pumpkins, and up they go. And you can see there they go. Nice. I love it. It's working. I have a little access way back here to the back. So if we need to get back here for anything, I went ahead and closed that in, just so that nothing got messed up over there. I added some lights back here to prevent spawns. Closed this in, and I think. How far up are we? There's the melons. Okay, so the melons are still filling up that but it's already, look, melons and pumpkins, they're already filling up that second double chest. So we are well on our way that way. And oh my, look at all look at all the ink sacs. Oh, I actually have a squid farm, an accidental squid farm out of my melons and pumpkins. And I don't know how that happened. I'm gonna have to go check out the pumpkin towers and make sure one didn't accidentally somehow pop off. But I saw that one was interesting. So yeah, this is now done. Oh, I'm so happy that this part is complete. So next time, I think we're gonna look at doing some elevators down here, over here. Oh, there's a zombie pigman, and maybe opening this up. And I had alluded to reorienting the furnace array, and we got to get this guy done. So that'll more than likely be next time. And then I think we might actually be caught up on most of the projects in here. We're gonna have to come up with something new. So all right, well. As always, appreciate you guys joining me for this episode. I hope you liked it. Give a like if you did. Hit a subscribe if you want to know when new stuff is coming out. And as always, thank you for your support. I'll see you guys next time.